Hey guys, we are going to go over the books I read in January. So the first book I read in January was Tender is the Flesh. Now, do I recommend this book? I don't know. I liked it, but I also was just completely grossed out, and it's a very hard book to consume. I enjoyed it mostly because of the ending and the author's notes on why she wrote it and how she came up with the idea. I thought it was genius, honestly. But other than that, it was a very hard book to digest. It's not very long, but it is weird. And it's not, you hope the best for the characters, but the characters are just strange, but it's a strange time. And I don't know. It took me a bit to get through, even though it's pretty short. I definitely think if you have a strong stomach, you can read this and get through it. But if you are a little sensitive to violence, do not read this book. Next book I read was the Lost Manuscript. I don't even know where this book came from. This is one of those books that I had on my shelf for a really long time, and I told myself I was going to read it, and I read it. I don't even remember buying this book, or if I ever bought this book, or if somebody gave it to me. I didn't really like it. It was cheesy, and like there was no growth or development to it. I thought it was kind of a bit boring. No offense, but it was cute, but boring. The next book I read was The Song of Achilles. Amazing book. One of my top books of the month. I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. I don't know if this comes in second place or third place yet. I have not decided because I don't know where this book goes just yet. I have not decided. It's a toss-up for second place for these two books. Onyx Storm, I'm not saying any spoilers, was good, but it was weird at first. I know everybody's saying that there's like characters that came in the beginning that I'm just like, where did this person come from? Who is this character? I also did not reread the first and second ones because I read them less than 6 months ago. I figured that's enough time, but the ending I enjoyed, and I do love this whole series. Fourth Wing I think is a great book, and I am emotionally involved to the characters now, so I will continue to read them. And yeah, the next book that I read is Lessons in Chemistry. I loved this book. This book came to me as being the best book of the month. I loved it. It was perfect. It was everything I want a book to be. I cried. I laughed a little bit. The characters were interesting. The growth was interesting. There was love. There was sadness. Oh, it was a wonderful book. Lessons in Chemistry, favorite book this month. The next book that I finished was Be Ready When the Luck Happens. This is by Ina Garten. I love Ina Garten. I've been following her journey of cooking, and I've always watched The Barefoot Contessa. I will only recommend this book if you like cooking. If you don't like cooking, don't read it, because it's a lot of recipes and it's a lot of talking about food. I love food, so I enjoyed it, and I went and made a couple of her recipes after I finished it. But other than that, it's a little bit boring. I do like her life story, but it's nothing crazy. The next book that I read was You Could Make This Place Beautiful by Maggie Smith. I loved this book. I am a poet. I write poetry. Poetry to me means a lot. And this book was delivered poetically. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. And I highly recommend it to any woman who has ever gone through a divorce in their life. And the next book, God of the Woods. So I'm actually currently reading this one. I'm about 35% through, 40% through right now, but January's not done yet, so I might finish it. I like it so far, but there are a lot of unanswered questions, and I don't know which characters I like yet. So I will keep you posted on this one. But those are all the books that I read for January. And February, I am writing out the list of books that I want to read right now and trying to narrow it down, but I have not narrowed it down. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. I think I'm going to start with a romantasy. I try to switch up the genres, and then maybe a fantasy. So we'll see. I will keep you posted on what my February reads will be once I narrow it down. Thanks. Bye.